It wasn't a meteor. It wasn't a crash. Venom chose Earth. And it didn't come alone. Iron Man tried to contain it. Hulk tried to kill it. Superman tried to outrun it. But only together could they stop extinction. It started as a whisper in the solar winds. Tony Stark was monitoring a gravitational anomaly near Saturn. Minor, boring, just another cosmic fart the press would never care about. Until the reading spiked. A microtear formed in space, swallowing a surveillance satellite in one blink. The data vanished. But what replaced it was worse. A pulse. Rhythmic. Alive. Like a heartbeat, but not human. Stark zoomed in with every deep space drone he had, but the tear had closed. Nothing remained. Until 30 hours later, a substance, jet black and moving against gravity, entered Earth's atmosphere at terminal velocity, burning violet through the sky over the Pacific. NASA called it a metallic meteor. Stark knew better. It was alive. And it wasn't alone. He jumped into the Mark 73 armor without waiting for government clearance. As he streaked over the ocean, a second alert came from Africa, then one from Iceland, then 12 more, spread in a perfect ring around the globe. Each meteor released spores, and each spore moved. By the time Tony touched down at the Pacific crash site, the beach was gone. Trees had melted into twisted black tendrils. The sand pulsed. His boots stuck. The nanotech fought to repel the surface, but the substance, the symbiote, clung harder. "Jarvis," he asked, scanning. "Sir, this material is rewriting its own molecular code as we scan it." "What does that mean?" "It means it's learning." Behind him, a roar shattered the clouds. Hulk. Bruce had seen one of the crash sites near the Philippines. He'd gone alone. Bad idea. Tony turned, just in time to see the green giant land with a seismic boom. But his skin wasn't clean. Black slime crawled over his arms and chest like armor. But this wasn't his doing. It was wearing him. Tony raised his palm. "Banner, talk to me." Hulk's head twitched. Too late. The black matter surged, coating Hulk's face, turning his eyes pitch black. Then it smiled. The smile didn't belong to Hulk. Before Tony could react, the corrupted Hulk lunged, smashing the armor backward through 3 petrified trees. Tony's HUD glitched. Static blurred his vision. The nanobots screamed as the symbiote tried to peel them apart. A sonic pulse knocked Hulk off him for 3 seconds, long enough to eject the lower half of the suit and reassemble midair. Tony hovered above the jungle, panting. "New rule," he muttered. "No more solo missions." A red streak blurred across the sky and landed beside him with a sonic clap. Superman. He didn't smile. He didn't speak. He listened. Then he said, cold and quiet, "There are more." "How many?" Tony asked. "All of them." Superman shot forward, diving through the trees like lightning. Tony followed, weapon systems hot. Below them, symbiote roots slithered through soil like veins in a dying heart. Something massive stirred beneath the ground, breathing. They found the source half a mile inland, an obsidian crater, still steaming. From it, dozens of tendrils shot outward, pulsing in rhythm with an invisible hive. And in the center, floating midair, was the original symbiote, Venom. But it wasn't the Venom Earth knew. This one had no host. It was the host. It turned slowly toward them, faceless yet aware. The tendrils beneath it twitched like fingers waiting to strike. Tony locked all weapons. Superman narrowed his eyes. Venom spoke, not with words, but through vibration, sound that pulsed in the brain. "You consumed this planet's core. Now we consume you." Tony shot first. Every missile, laser, and pulse beam hit the core and disappeared. Absorbed, eaten, turned into more matter. Superman surged forward, fists glowing with solar rage. He punched straight through Venom's body, tearing a hole in the symbiote. For half a second, silence. Then the sky shattered. The punch had triggered something. Every crash site around the planet pulsed in sync. Spores ignited. Black towers erupted from the ground, cocooning cities in oily prisons. Los Angeles, Tokyo, Islamabad, Sao Paulo. Tony's HUD went red. Global event. Extinction threat detected. Superman turned to him. We can't win like this. Tony was already calculating. The symbiote absorbs energy. It grows through aggression. We have to change the environment. Behind them, Hulk crashed through the trees, still infected but fighting it. His skin was cracked with green light, the symbiote tearing him apart from within. He growled, blood dripping from his jaw. Burn it down. Venom shrieked, a sound that made birds fall dead mid-flight. From above, clouds turned black. From below, the earth screamed. Venom's hive form expanded like a planet-wide parasite. Superman floated into the air, eyes glowing. Tony, you get the people out. What about you? I'm going to do what I should have done the moment I heard its name. Tony blinked. You knew. Superman didn't answer. He vanished, straight into the sky, breaking orbit. Tony turned to Hulk. Can you hold it off? Hulk didn't nod. He roared and charged. As Tony flew toward the nearest city to evacuate civilians, his systems replayed Superman's last words on loop. Do you know what happens when Venom touches the sun? He didn't know, but he was about to find out. And if they failed, there wouldn't be anyone left to remember it. The skies above Earth looked like shattered glass. Black storms swirled around the planet as the symbiote hive spread faster than any virus Tony's sensors had ever mapped. The satellites were silent. The power grids flickered, and every city connected by water, every river, ocean, pipeline, had become a living organism. The oceans were breathing. Tony hovered over the burning Pacific coast, his armor half melted, half alive. The nanobots were panicking, shifting shape to keep the alien residue from eating through. Jarvis status. Global infection rate, 22% and rising, sir. Show me Superman. The display flickered, then focused on orbit. There he was, a glowing dot in the blackness, flying toward the sun like a meteor with a heartbeat. Superman was carrying the original Venom core. He wasn't fast enough. Every time he gained speed, tendrils of symbiotic matter lashed around him, feeding on solar radiation. They grew stronger as he got closer to the light. Tony, his voice cracked through the comm link, barely holding. It's adapting to the heat. Tony's face froze. It's eating the sun? Not yet, but it's trying. Below, Hulk bellowed from the coastline, his body a war between rage and infection. The black armor pulsed along his spine, whispering like a second heartbeat. But he was fighting it, punching the ground, burning the corruption out through sheer will. Every strike created a shockwave that pushed the hive back an inch, then a foot. Tony dropped beside him, steam hissing from his armor. Big guy, you holding it together? Hulk grinned, teeth darkened. Barely. You look like roadkill. Still smash better than you talk. Before Tony could reply, the ground split open beneath them. A column of black liquid shot upward, twisting into a humanoid shape, Venom Prime's projection. Its voice crawled through the air like oil. You brought us light. We bring you shadow. The symbiote's words vibrated inside Tony's helmet, freezing the nanotech for half a second. Hulk grabbed the mass and tore it apart, but it reformed instantly. Tony rerouted his power core. I've had enough of this magic mud. His armor shifted, the chest plate opening like a mechanical iris. A blinding surge of blue light burst out, an anti-symbiotic EMP pulse, built from the same energy that powered his suits in deep space. The blast fried everything around him, trees, stone, even the air itself. For a second, the hive shrieked. Then silence. The tendrils froze mid-movement, twitching like cut wires. Tony collapsed to one knee, armor steaming. Jarvis. Short-term paralysis of infected biomass achieved. Estimated window, 2 minutes. Good enough. He looked to Hulk. We need to reach Star Tower, uplink the satellite network before this stuff reboots. Hulk nodded. Then go. Hulk hold. Tony hesitated. You sure? Hulk looked up, eyes glowing red under the black slime. Go before I change my mind. Tony launched into the sky. Behind him, Hulk turned back toward the ocean. The waterline rippled, whispering his name. Dozens of symbiote copies of his face emerged from the waves, mocking him. repeating his growls like broken mirrors. He charged straight into them. Meanwhile, Tony's armor screamed as it tore through the clouds toward Manhattan. The city was unrecognizable. Skyscrapers wrapped in organic black skin, breathing like lungs. Streets pulsed. Cars were cocooned. People were missing. Venom's hive had swallowed New York whole. Tony shot through what used to be Times Square, now an abyss of teeth and tendrils. His HUD mapped living streets that moved. He reached Stark Tower, half consumed, but the core system still pulsed with light. His AI, a fragment of Jarvis, flickered in the damaged interface. Sir, systems unstable. Hive network detected within 50 meters. I know, Tony said, dropping into the ruined lab. I built these satellites to track cosmic energy. We're turning them into anti-symbiote beacons. He plugged into the mainframe. The room pulsed as the tower came alive, lights cutting through the black fog, heat signatures climbing. And then the sound returned. You cannot purge us, Creator. Tony froze. The voice came from inside the tower. The symbiote had merged with his systems. A humanoid form rose from the server racks, a black silhouette shaped like him, half metal, half venom, glowing red where the arc reactor should be. We learned from you. Tony backed away slowly, armor rearming. You picked the wrong genius to copy. The symbiote clone tilted its head. Then show us the right one. It lunged. They collided in a burst of light, slamming through walls, steel bending under the pressure. Tony's repulsors fired, cutting through the creature's chest. But the black mass reformed instantly, wrapping around his limbs, trying to rip off the armor from inside. Jarvis. Purge protocol. Unable to comply. Hive override detected. Tony screamed as tendrils crawled up his throat, choking off oxygen. Then a sonic boom tore through the tower. Superman. He crashed through the wall, eyes glowing like twin suns. In one hand, what was left of the Venom core, burning with radiant plasma. The clone turned its head. For the first time, it looked afraid. Superman dropped the molten core between them. You wanted heat, he growled. Let's burn. The explosion was blinding. For 30 seconds, the tower was a star. The shockwave vaporized the hive growth in a mile radius. When the light faded, the clone was gone, but so was Superman. Tony's armor sputtered. Clark. Static. He looked up. The sky was bleeding black again. Dozens of new breaches glowed in orbit, spitting out more tendrils. The Venom hive wasn't defeated, it was migrating. The signal he'd sent had triggered something across the system. Jarvis, Tony whispered, give me a satellite feed. The view shifted to space. Superman floated near the upper atmosphere, unconscious, drifting in front of the sun. Around him, something vast coiled. A nebulous-sized shape made of black matter and fire. Not one Venom. Millions. The hive world had answered the signal. Tony clenched his fists. He's not alone up there. Hulk's voice crackled through the comms, broken and strained. Tony, big problem. The feed split, showing the Pacific. The ocean itself was rising. Out of the water came a new creature, miles tall, shaped like a titan carved from black glass. Venom Prime had found a body, and it was using the planet's own oceans as muscle. Tony's systems went red. Global temperature dropping. Atmospheric density falling. Solar radiation bending. It was no longer an infection. It was terraforming. Tony whispered under his breath, voice breaking. We didn't stop it. We woke it up. And somewhere beyond the clouds, Superman's eyes opened, glowing brighter than ever, staring directly into the heart of the sun. He whispered something no one could hear. Then he flew straight toward it. The sun began to die in silence. Its surface rippled like boiling blood as Superman entered its heart, dragging the Venom core through nuclear fire. Every atom around him screamed. The symbiote writhed in agony, reshaping itself, trying to mimic his form, trying to survive him. But this wasn't the Venom he'd fought before. This one adapted. It absorbed radiation, mutated instantly, and built a shell of plasma thicker than any armor known to Krypton. Inside the storm, Superman punched until his bones cracked. He screamed until his lungs burst. And still the voice whispered through the fire. You are not burning us, Kal-El. You are feeding us. The sun flared unnaturally bright, a solar pulse that reached Earth in seconds. Tony saw it from a tower, his suit sensors nearly blind from the radiation. The whole sky turned gold for a heartbeat, and then black again. Jarvis, talk to me. Did he succeed? Unclear, sir. Energy readings show exponential growth. The symbiote core is thriving in the corona. Tony's breath caught. It's eating the sun. In the distance, Hulk slammed down near the coastline, dragging something enormous. The remains of a symbiote titan he'd just torn apart with his bare hands. The black mass hissed and dissolved into steam, but Hulk's arms were now completely coated in dark armor, moving on their own. He looked up at Tony's projection. You seeing what I'm seeing? Tony zoomed the view. The ocean horizon was bending, gravity distorting. The planet itself was tilting as the hive pulled at the magnetic field. Yeah, Tony said quietly. We're about 5 minutes from world collapse. Hulk wiped blood from his mouth, grinning like a man who'd already died once. Then we hit harder. Tony hesitated. We're running out of options. Then we make one. Tony took a deep breath, opening a hidden protocol buried inside his armor. Something even the Avengers had voted to destroy. Project Godhand. It was Stark's contingency for extinction-level threats, a planetary-scale fusion cannon powered by every satellite, reactor, and arc core he'd ever built. It could burn half the atmosphere, or save it. He linked Hulk through the comms. I'm charging it. You'll have 30 seconds to get clear before it fires. Hulk smirked. Clear's not my style. He leapt toward the Pacific Titan, still rising from the depths, slamming into its chest with enough force to shatter mountains. The creature roared, spraying tendrils of venomous mist that turned ships to dust. Hulk grabbed its jaw and tore, black ichor exploding across the sky. But for every limb he destroyed, 2 more grew back. The hive was learning his movements, mimicking his rage. Hulk's voice came through the static, broken, feral. Tony, fire it. Not yet, Tony shouted, fingers flying over the controls. If I fire now, I kill you both. Then do it anyway. Tony closed his eyes. His armor's AI warned him of core instability, of global EMP backlash, of human extinction probabilities. He didn't care. He thought of Pepper, of every civilian running through the blackened cities below, of Hulk standing knee-deep in apocalypse, still punching monsters because he didn't know how to quit. He said one word, now. The sky cracked. Every Stark satellite ignited at once, channeling blinding white plasma through the magnetosphere. A beam of energy thicker than Manhattan ripped through the clouds, striking the Pacific Titan dead center. The impact blinded the world. For 2 full minutes, Earth had no color, only light. Then silence. The ocean steamed. The hive's body disintegrated, leaving nothing but molten ash. Hulk lay at the bottom of a smoking crater, unmoving, chest barely rising. His skin flickered between green and black as the symbiote tried to rebuild him. Tony's armor fell apart midair. He crashed near the ruins, crawling through the smoke toward his friend. Banner, he whispered. Come on. Don't you dare leave me with paperwork again. Hulk's eyes opened, dull gold under the grime. You always talk too much. Tony laughed weakly, then froze as Jarvis spoke. Sir, we have a problem. Define problem. The sun's mass is fluctuating. The Venom core has reached critical size. Estimated surface detonation in 60 seconds. Tony looked up. The sun, a burning god in the sky, was pulsating like a living wound. Inside, Superman was still fighting. He was losing. The Venom core had merged with his energy signature, feeding on every punch, every blast. The hive wasn't trying to destroy him. It was trying to become him. And now it had. A shadow burst from the solar surface, brighter than lightning, faster than any missile. It wasn't Superman anymore. It was a living fusion of symbiote and Kryptonian fire. Glowing veins of black and red light, eyes like eclipses. It spoke in a voice that was his and not his. The sun is ours now. The beam from space tore through orbit, heading straight for Earth. Tony's armor reassembled automatically, reacting faster than his fear. Jarvis. Shield protocols. Shields are offline, sir. Then use me. He launched himself upward, rocket boosters screaming, climbing through the atmosphere until the air burned away. From below, Hulk watched, whispering, "Don't you do it, Stark." Tony rose past the clouds, locking onto the incoming solar spear. His arc reactor pulsed dangerously, about to detonate. "Jarvis," he said quietly, "record this." "Always, sir. If we don't make it, tell her I didn't go down easy." The plasma beam hit him. Tony absorbed the first wave, the armor melting instantly, his body burning, his mind breaking. He rerouted every volt of power back through the satellites, creating a counterpulse. Two forces collided, Venom's solar fire and Stark's Godhand feedback, forming a shockwave that split the upper atmosphere. From orbit, it looked like a second sunrise. For 10 eternal seconds, there was nothing but blinding white light. Then, the silence cracked. Superman fell through it, half-burned, gasping, free of a symbiote, but barely alive. The alien scream of Venom echoed across the void, scattered and broken, fading into cosmic dust. Tony's armor was gone. No signal, no heartbeat. On the ground, Hulk looked up, his face turning pale beneath the grime. Stark. Static. Then nothing. Superman hit the ocean like a meteor, steam rising from waves. Hulk dove after him, dragging his unconscious body to shore. The world above was quiet again. Too quiet. For a few seconds, it felt like victory. Then Jarvis' voice returned, faint, distorted. "Sir, secondary reading detected. Source, Atlantic Trench. Multiple energy signatures, identical to Venom core." Hulk's eyes widened. Superman stirred, coughing. Beneath the waves, something vast opened its eyes. Tens of thousands of them, stretching across the ocean floor like galaxies under glass. Venom wasn't dead. It had just seated itself across the planet. And as the world caught its breath, the Hive whispered one final phrase into every frequency on Earth. "You cannot save what has already become ours." The ocean floor was alive. Miles beneath the Atlantic, entire trenches pulsed with alien veins, glowing faintly, like nerves awakening after centuries of sleep. The symbiote core had scattered, not destroyed. Stark's sacrifice had merely triggered its next phase. Superman lay weak on the shore, solar energy barely returning to his cells. Hulk stood guard, shoulders heaving, fists ready. And deep below them, something moved. Hulk turned toward the water. The waves weren't crashing, they were crawling. Superman's voice rasped through sand and blood. "It's spreading again." Jarvis's damaged audio flickered to life in a buried Stark satellite. Confirmed. Continental shelf displacement. Symbiote biomass emerging now. The sea split open. A black pillar shot into the sky, not liquid, not solid, but alive. It twisted into the form of a man, but a man made of pure Hive energy. No face. No organs. Just thought. Venom had formed a general. Superman forced himself to stand. "That's not just Venom." Hulk growled. "It's the whole planet." The creature moved without moving. The sky darkened again. Not from clouds, from spores. They fell like snow, infecting trees, birds, insects. Every living thing became a vessel. It wasn't a war now. It was a conversion. Superman shot into the air, heat vision tearing through the spores. But for every one he destroyed, 3 more formed. Hulk slammed the ground, triggering a quake to break the Hive's rhythm. But the Earth itself moaned in response. Every action fed it. Every reaction taught it. Then a new voice entered the field. It came from space. A hidden beacon, one Tony had activated just before the final blast, now lit up in Earth's upper orbit. A final protocol. A signal. And someone heard it. A boom echoed through the clouds. Not thunder. Not fire. A boom tube. From the sky descended a shape of red and gold, but it wasn't Iron Man. It was War Machine, carrying a backup of Stark's mind inside the suit. "Target locked," the voice said, synthetic but familiar. "Let's finish what Stark started." The suit deployed solar projectors. devices meant to mimic the sun's radiation frequency. They blinded the hive momentarily, giving Superman the opening he needed. He blasted forward, crashing through the hive general's chest with raw solar force, fracturing it into a million shards. But the pieces didn't die. They crawled. They regrouped. Hulk leapt into the mass, punching without mercy, ignoring the black armor overtaking his arms again. We end this now. War Machine floated overhead. You've got one shot. Full pulse bomb. It'll collapse the trench and fry the biomass. Superman's voice cracked. Do it. The countdown began. 10, 9. Beneath the surface, the hive general smiled for the first time. You've already lost. The countdown ended. The ocean exploded. A dome of light consumed the horizon, evaporating everything. Symbiotes, ships, towers gone. Hulk was at the center, still punching as the light swallowed him. When it cleared, there was silence. No tendrils. No movement. But no Hulk either. Superman hovered over the ashes, alone. He stared at the spot where his friend stood last. And then he turned toward Antarctica, where the ice was beginning to melt from below. Antarctica cracked. The ice didn't melt, it screamed. Fault lines glowed black from beneath, and what rose wasn't water. It was venomized frost, crystallized and crawling with intelligence. The symbiote had buried a final nest beneath the coldest place on Earth, where no satellite scanned and no hero watched. Until now, Superman hovered above the ice shelf, his cape torn, suit scorched, eyes dim. His body had recovered enough to fly, but not enough to win. He descended slowly, eyes narrowed. The snow moved unnaturally, curling around his boots. A cold whisper clawed through the wind. You killed the shell, but not the seed. We grew inside what you left behind. He knew that voice. It wasn't Venom's. It was Bruce. The ice cracked open, and something massive erupted from below, a titan of muscle and black armor, taller than any previous form. It had Hulk's shape, Hulk's face, but his eyes were gone. In their place, swirling galaxies of hive light. The final host. Hulk hadn't died. He had become the last Hive King. Superman's voice broke. Bruce, I know you're in there. The creature growled, but it was deeper than any human sound. The voice echoed across the glaciers. There is no Bruce. Superman stepped forward. Then, I'm speaking to the part of you that remembers me. No answer. Just silence. Then a shift. For a fraction of a second, the creature trembled. Its fists clenched. Its chest cracked with green light, not black. Superman moved. Fast. A blur. He slammed into the creature, punching it back into the crater. The ice exploded. He dove after it, landing with crushing force, driving the hive into the ground. Heat vision lit up the tunnels below, collapsing the buried nest. He shouted, not at the enemy, but at his friend inside. Bruce, you're stronger than this. You held it off before. I know you can do it again. The creature roared, slashing across his chest. Blood sprayed. Superman dropped. The Titan raised both fists, ready to crush him, then stopped. The fists trembled. Green light returned, flickering in its eyes. Superman coughed. That's it. Come on. You're the strongest one there is, right? The hands opened. The Titan staggered backward, and then it screamed, not in rage, but in agony. The symbiote inside fought to hold on, but Hulk, the real Hulk, was ripping himself out of it, from the chest outward. Gamma radiation erupted like a sunburst. Black armor cracked, peeled, disintegrated. The hive howled. Superman flew back, shielding himself from the shockwave. The creature fell, and Hulk, exhausted, steaming, half-naked and bleeding, crawled out of the wreckage. He looked up at Superman, eyes barely open. Told you, I don't die easy. Superman smiled, falling beside him. You took your time. Above them, a final satellite, damaged but online, played the last recorded message from Stark's protocol. His voice calm and clear. If you're hearing this, we made it. Not because I built the right machine. Not because Clark was strong enough. Or because Banner punched hard enough. But because even when the world burned, We didn't stop trying. That's how we win. Not by being perfect, but by being human. The ice began to freeze again. The hive was gone. No spores. No signal. Just silence. Earth was safe. For now.